Hi guys, welcome back to Story Time with me. Today's story is called The Frog Prince. Yeah, it's a story where a frog tries to help the princess get the ball. But when the princess has kissed the frog prince, it turned into a prince. Very magical. So, here we go. The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a princess. Many princes come to the palace to win her hand in marriage, but it seemed to the princess that each one of them would look at her without really seeing her at all. Hmm. One afternoon, after one of these visits, she went to the garden, playing with her favorite ball from childhood. She threw it extra high, and when she ran to catch the ball, it fell and plopped right down into the royal well. "Oh no!" she moaned. "This is terrible!" "Uh-oh, the ball fell right down to the royal well." Just then, a small green frog poked its head above the water. The princess asked the frog to help get her ball. The frog agreed to help her with one condition. She needed to spend time with him. You can come to our family dinner tonight. That night at dinner, with her family and the royal advisors, there was a knock on the door. The, the servants would open the door and saw the frog. "Ribbit, ribbit." The princess promised to spend time with me today," said the frog in as loud a voice as it could. "Ribbit, so here I am. Ribbit, ribbit." The servants quickly set a new place setting for the frog, and he hopped over to the royal dining table. After dinner, the frog bowed to the princess. He said, "Ribbit, ribbit, you have done what you said you would do. I suppose it's now time for me to go." "No, wait," said the princess. "It's not that late. How about a walk in the garden?" The frog was delighted. The two of them walked in a royal garden, the frog hopping along the stone wall so he and the princess were at the same level and could talk easily. They laughed about many things and had a very good time. Suddenly, she leaned over and kissed the frog lightly on his cheek. What do you think is going to happen next? At once, there was a puff of clouds and smoke. The small green frog had changed into a young prince. The green frog changed into a young prince. The princess was surprised. The prince quickly told her not to worry. Years before, an evil witch had put a spell on him that he must stay a frog until he was kissed by a princess. Ah, an evil witch had put a spell on him. That's because she turned to a prince into a frog, or a frog into a prince. That's the reason why. Now the prince and princess get to know each other better. A year later, they had a lovely wedding ceremony and lived happily ever after. The end. Ah, so that's the reason why the frog turned into a prince. An evil witch turned into a prince into a frog, or the evil witch turned into a frog into a prince. That's the reason why. Anyway, thanks so much for having story time with me. Be on the lookout for another story time coming up next.